Yes.
Yes.
Feel
Hey.
Good Friday. Let's get
Toma,
that
toma.
incense. Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. I
Good.
feel good. I feel good,
I
you know?
feel good. I feel good. I
Yes.
want us to keep this momentum, so I
Yeah.
wanted to put a little Palo Santo on
Put
everything
that. Put that in there.
so
Put
we
it
can
in there.
just,
Let
it's
me
gonna be a little bit deep,
I
today.
hear you.
So
This is gonna be one of them deep things.
let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so beautiful people, happy Friday. It's a
Happy-
beautiful Friday, guys. So today's topic is being alone. Do you enjoy it? Do you need it? Do you despise it?
There's a lot of assets to this, like, it's a lot of, I think that it can be a good thing
hmm
and it could be a not so good thing depending on how you are using it. Like, are you being alone to escape
mm
life,
mm
or are you being
Oh,
alone?
that's that deepness. I feel
It's
it. It's like
deep. It
that.
gets
It's
deep. You know what
deep.
I'm saying? Over here, it gets deep. So
That's don't break nothing over there.
come
Calm
on.
down. I agree with you. I personally hated to be alone. I hated it. I needed to be around people. I always had somebody. It was weird. Like I had to be around somebody. So, but at the same time, when I did finally get that, when I had no choice, if that makes sense, it was like, as you would say, the universe, it was like, listen, you need to be alone. Like you
Yeah.
think this is a game,
Yeah.
but I don't like it. I still don't like it.
Universe or God or whomever you want to call it, ancestors, ascended masters, will put you in a place where you have to be alone if you really need to have that self reflection, if you
Right.
really need to get away from people like outside influences and just get back to self. Like, it's nothing wrong
So,
with it. I don't
there's
think.
nothing wrong with it at all. Being alone is actually therapeutic. Unless, like you said, unless you're trying to get away from life, and now,
Yeah.
now this is a danger zone.
Change zone. No,
Danger
but
zone.
I I would say personally that I did not feel comfortable being alone. Nobody, I think nobody's really comfortable being alone. Um, However, there was a point in my life where I had no choice but to be alone, just as yourself.
Right.
And I found out so much about myself, and I really appreciated that time because, I mean, I'm still going through it.
Yeah.
So
No. Of course.
I'm alone. Everybody, I'm alone, but not lonely. Not
Right.
lonely.
No, but that's the thing. Like you said, you find more about yourself when you're by yourself. When you're around other people, you're not really looking at yourself, basically. You know what I mean? You're too busy. Well, with me, I'm a people pleaser. So with me, I'm trying to make people laugh. I'm thinking about everything else except myself. You know what I mean? And I definitely agree with you. Like I definitely realize that I can be by myself. It's not dangerous.
Not danger zone.
It's not scary. You know what I mean? It's good. It's
It's
good.
beautiful. It's beautiful, actually. But when we do get around people, like, say, like, this is the group of people, and they're
Mhm.
like vibrating like this, and
Mhm.
you are like this, but then you get around them, and you are like
Right.
magnetically, you
Right.
become like this. So we're
Now
all
you're
like
a wave
this.
in a way.
Yeah, you lose self, to an extent, or you can if you're not mentally, spiritually strong enough. And I think that a lot of that strength comes from being alone and getting back to self. Like, what do you like? Do you
Right.
really like that?
Right.
Or or have you been given that, or are you used to that because of circumstances? But you find out who you really are, and that is a beautiful thing.
When you were saying that, it's like I had a thought in my mind. Like, I feel like I met so many people and meshed with so many personalities that I picked off theirs. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And all this time, am I really acting like myself? You know what I mean? Until I got that alone time, I was able to be, I was more like like you said, you find yourself, and I feel like, being alone, I was like, wait a minute, like you said, do I really like this? Or do I like it because
Exactly.
Jim Blow likes it? I don't know,
Right.
Johnny Five.
And there's times when it's like too much to process, like it's too much coming in, so we have to be alone so we can like really understand what's going on. And sometimes, a lot of the time, emotionally, I'm a Cancer zodiac sun sign, so I have a lot of emotion. And
No.
I need, yeah, sometimes if you're a water sign out there, you are not alone. Okay. It's okay. But sometimes you just need to like have a good cry,
Yeah,
or you need to
yeah.
like journal, or you need to like, I don't know, take some
Meditate.
meditate, exercise,
Self-center. Self-center
whatever.
yourself.
know, these are all very good things that you can do on your own. And just recently, I've even been a little bit getting away a little bit even from my family.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's a very controversial thing to the Hispanic people.
You got that right.
Because they're like, what are you doing? Where are you at?
Right.
Are you gonna kill
Why are you
yourself?
not
Like,
here?
it's
Right,
okay. It's okay.
right, right.
I'm just processing. I'm understanding. I'm learning, and um, that's okay. That's okay. If there's anybody out there who's like me, it's okay, dude. You got
Listen, it's not okay. I'm gonna be the devil's advocate. Be with your family,
right.
love them. COVID, COVID.
But
No,
okay, so let's talk about, those times where it is, you know, those times. Okay, so yes, being alone is very good,
yes,
but we are human,
right.
and we need people. We need community. This is how we,
Socialization,
yeah, we need
socialization.
social interacting.
Right.
And um, even when it comes down to like the very foundations of it, like man needs I don't I don't know if I should go
Man
there.
needs man, man needs woman, woman needs woman.
To create, they have
Right,
certain things that create.
right.
And
This is a story for another time.
for another time, I don't want to offend anybody, because like, it is what it is, but it's just an example to show how we are made to be around each other, like we are social beings.
Right. You're
And
not supposed to be by yourself all the time.
yeah, so it's good to be alone, to have that reflection and processing. However, it's good to know when to come out of it. It's
Right.
good to know when to push yourself to be social, to go to that event, to, and sometimes, especially for my introverts, you don't want to do that. It's more comfortable to be at home, be with your Netflix, be with your cat, and all that stuff.
You see, but that's what I've become now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't mind to go out. Yes, I do like to go out. Yes, but I mean now, and it's not even about COVID either. Recently, like for the last 2, 3 years, I like to be home. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? I don't like to travel anywhere. I talk to my family, on video or on phone, but I'm content. I'm content with my Netflix and my cats. I think you were attacking me. No, no.
Wait a minute.
Is
Are
that,
we fighting? Wait a minute. When I step out this
this is
door,
what happens when you
it's
stay
over.
by yourself too long. You're like, what? What?
Oh, that was
The attack, attack, the attack. Somebody said so, okay. So, Teresa said she sent me $35 for donation. Thank you so
thank
much, Teresa. We
How
really
much
appreciate it.
of that do I get? Because
We get half, half, half. We work
no,
together.
it goes
Yeah.
to the station, and keeping it going, and
Yes,
keeping your
no.
ideas flowing.
Listen, whoever donates, we appreciate it. You know what I mean? My more concern is to just share my show. You know what I mean? The more people that see it, the more people, it's more about communication,
Yeah.
We want to bring more hope. We want to we want to, what's the word? Network.
Feel good.
Oh!
Yeah. It feels good. Yeah. We want to create a community. We want to, like, do the best we can to just talk about things.
Yes.
whether it be difficult or easy to
Yes.
discuss. So
It's not easy. It's not difficult. I don't want to. I want to mention something. It's probably a little bit off the show, but I wanted to mention something. Today I went to go see my daughter. You know what I mean? So it was her birthday, whatever. And with my other shows, I've spoken about domestic violence. Because of her father. And I want to say, I went and I had to see him today, and it had been like maybe more than a year that I've seen him in person. And I tell you, girl, to feel strong. You know what I mean? Like I want people to know that, you can take your power back. You know what I mean? Like your abuser doesn't have to keep your power. And I hate to bring this up because I know it's not the topic, but I want to let you guys know, you guys do have power. You know what I mean? And it was a great feeling. And I hope, you guys can be as strong as I am. Okay. Sorry.
that is beautiful.
Thank you.
That's beautiful, Titi. But listen, I'm gonna bring it back to the show.
Yeah, bring it back.
I'm gonna bring it back to the show because you know what? That period of time that you had not seen him,
right?
We're gonna call it being alone.
Okay. Yeah.
Without.
Right. Right.
The absence of such thing, the
that we won't name.
The thing, the absence of that allowed you enough space to know that you're worthy, to know that you're strong, to know that you can be a positive person and uplift and grow and uplift others.
Yeah,
as you're doing right now. So that
we are doing
as
we are doing right now.
Peace be with you, and also with you. We lift up our hearts.
We lift every voice and sing. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
I will say that I don't know why this came back to me, but the beginning stages of being alone, I think we need to talk about because that is the most difficult.
And the scariest.
What's going to happen? Who am I even?
Right.
And
can I deal with this?
How am I going to be alone with this person that I don't know?
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Right. Hey, we do that every episode. At least once.
At least once.
So we tend to, and let me give you an example. I remember I went through a separation of marriage, and we're now divorced, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Separation, and he moved out, and I had my own situation. And when we started to have switching times with the baby, whoo boy, it was one thing to be without him,
right,
and with the baby, but
right.
It was another thing to be completely alone.
Right.
Those moments, I remember when he and she would leave, and I would crawl up into like a ball, literally. And you tend to grab for distraction. So what is distraction? A new person, possibly.
Material things.
Drugs.
People do drugs. Which is bad, guys. Bad. Okay.
Excess food,
Oh, yeah.
or absence of food sometimes. So what I'm trying to say is I'm sure, and I had to learn it over a long period of time, but there are healthy ways to deal with that feeling, and and what are they? I still don't know.
Okay, well, you think of those. I can give my story. But most of my life I've been around people, and that's what I've been. I love being around people and stuff like that. And at one point, I had gotten out the shelter, and I moved into where I'm at now. And it's far. I live in Staten Island, and my boyfriend at the time, he would not come and visit me. And we were together for like, whatever, maybe 2 years at this point. And not saying that the relationship was good, because it wasn't. We were toxic for each other,
And
But
give us a kind of a frame of how far you guys were from each other.
it would take, okay, so for me to get to him, I would have to take a bus, the ferry, jump on a train to another train, and then that train, I had to make sure it was the right one. I would take it all the way to the last stop. So it was a lot.
And you
Now,
notice,
people,
you said for you to get to him.
right.
So
Now,
just
for him to get to
tells
me
how
was
much.
basically the same thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
and to give my New Yorkers and people that do know, states and stuff.
I mean, you
Staten
don't have to
Island.
give his
I
location.
don't.
Wait a minute. What's
I'm
his
like, let me
address?
give you the directions.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna find him, and we're gonna do
Map,
something. Wait a
map
minute.
quest, map quest.
Okay, yeah.
And he would not come, and there was many times that I was really alone. And yeah, I had my daughter, and God bless her, because if she wasn't here, it probably could have been a lot worse. But I definitely had to come to the realization that, hey, I'm by myself. Yeah, yeah, he's not here, but he is not, he does not make me who I am. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
he does not, he does, I can't snap my fingers, but he does not make me
I
who
know
I
I got a
am.
drum. I got a
There
drum
was just,
somewhere.
I need one of those. Yo, oh my God, I need one now. But yeah, no, I definitely know what you mean, and like I said, it wasn't easy though. It wasn't easy, I was alone, even though I had my child, but that I was alone, you know. So I definitely, but for me, my thing, how I got out of it was basically, I read my Bible, so I do devotions, or doing something with Janessa. You know what I mean? Like, an art craft, watch a movie with her. But, then also, it also became a problem, because now I'm in bed all the time. I don't want to get out of bed, you know? I don't want to do nothing. Depression hit. Depression. But,
That
that's another
depression does.
story.
That depression does hit, and it hits hard. But regardless of what happened, we are here today to show you, whomever may be watching this,
Right. This
that
one person.
that one person,
That one person. You matter. You
you
fucking
matter.
matter.
I get up in the morning for you. Okay?
Yes. I
So
think it's my boyfriend, though. I don't know. He's, hold on. But
listen,
he's my biggest
you
fan.
matter.
Really.
He matters. So listen,
I'm
regardless.
sorry. I broke your concentration.
No. We what I'm trying to say is we made it.
Yes, yes.
You know?
Yeah.
If there's anybody going through that, you will get through it.
Yes.
You have the willpower to get through it.
And you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe.
Yeah.
You gotta, not only do you think it, you gotta believe it. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You can't, it comes from a thought, but sometimes you just gotta say it out loud. I
Yeah.
can. I will.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna be this person that I want to be. Sometimes you gotta speak it out and mean it. And mean it. Sometimes even looking in the mirror, you know that. Look in
Mm-hmm.
the mirror and tell yourself. And there's a thing I used to do. I used to write stuff like, well, for me it was Bible verses, but I
Mm-hmm.
used to write Bible verses like in certain spots. And if I felt away, whatever. Some people write, positive quotes, stuff like that. There's
Yeah,
ways. There's definitely ways.
I definitely agree. And I lost my train of thought completely.
It's all right, because you know what? You feel good.
I feel good. Damn it. I'll break this wood.
Well,
Okay.
no, you were saying that, you hear and, that we did make it.
Oh, yes. Okay, so what I want to say also, there's time for that. There's time for getting up and being active and being assertive with your creation of life, with your creating your environment and creating your emotional state. There's also times where you're just going to be able to be in the bed, you know? there's also times where you're not going to want to talk to, you're going to cry all day. Like, it's just, it happens. But what I'm trying to say is that not to judge that portion of the process, because it is a portion of the process, and it is healing. It is still healing. Okay. There's a point where you have to purge this feeling. You have to get it all out. You have to sit in silence. You have to
face yourself.
Yeah, be stagnant enough to where you get to that point where you can push yourself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think where I got caught up, and maybe some other people may have got caught up as well, is judging self for those days, because it's not to judge. It's not to judge. It doesn't do any help.
Nope.
Just feel it, and the next day intend on having a better day. Like,
right.
That's all you can do. So that's all I want to say.
You did well. One day at a time, you know, and just remember, you guys are really not alone. You know, you have yourself and you have the ones that you love. And, you know, remember, you're not alone. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a feel good Friday. I don't know, Selena, you want to throw anything else up in there?
I want to say I love you guys so much. Let me give you some follow, because this
Please give it.
What this is going to do is clear the energy and bring new intention for a different energy. So what we're going on is if we're going to be alone, we're not going to be lonely.
Right.
And we're going to intend on giving the space for that aloneness and
for that loneliness. It's already working.
I'm done.
It's working.
We're gonna get better.
Yes, we'll be fine. We will see you next week. We love you, love yourself, and remember, always be real.
Really well seen.
Hey, Angelina.